Welcome to
our YouTube channel.
Good citizens of the Empire.
Disclaimer: this is a quiz about events that happen across various Pokémon games. As such, there will be spoilers for titles across each generation. Viewer discretion is advised.
Alright.
Oh, did you want me to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay, but this is funny in the video, you know, so...
This is staying.
You're smarter than a person who doesn't believe what the Pokemon gives and to me the point of bringing so I assume it.
Beautiful.
God bless
also,
you.
as you can see, we got
Sourced by the people I stole it from.
on Tumblr. Alright. Question 1.
Why is the A in lowercase?
A giant castle rises from the ground around the main government building. This is basically PETA's fault.
Yeah, so what generation do you think this is from?
Oh,
1 through 10. Ada knows.
So is the answer always going to be 1 through 10 for these questions?
I believe that's. It could also. You could give me the region as well if you'd rather. There might be a question with the region name in it. You have to give me for the gen for that because you know. But yeah,
most of this is going to be me just picking a random number between 1 and 10.
I feel like you could make some estimated guesses.
Yeah, because like, does that happen in Sapphire, Emerald?
You can also give me the game names if you prefer.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Ruby, actually.
Okay. Did you want to give an answer, Ada?
No, I don't know off the top of my head. I just vaguely remember this being a thing.
Okay. This is Generation 5, Unova, Pokemon Black and White, where the main antagonists, Team Plasma, are basically just PETA. They're fighting for animal rights, essentially, but also wanting to use them for their own goals. And then after you beat the Elite Four, which is when you're supposed to go up to fight the champion, N and Getsus, the two like main bad guys, mostly Getsus, but you know, he's just kind of like, oh yeah, we got here first. Also, castle, and then a giant castle erupts from the ground and kind of just lifts everything up. Out of nowhere, did they put that there? I don't know. I assume that wasn't just sitting there.
I want you to know that whole time, my face was just the same as our Brazilian bicon.
What does that mean?
Oh, you know the face of the woman that's confused with all the math around her?
Oh, yes, that one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Pokemon.
I think she's Brazilian. I'm gonna need to look that up.
The bicon, I can guarantee. The Brazilian, I'm not sure.
She did come out as bisexual. So she literally is a bicon. The icon for indecision is bisexual, and that is so fitting. Question 2. You ride a dragon god into space to fight a
meteor alien.
This is Plan B. Plan A was to send the meteor alien to another dimension.
Yeah. You don't do this every Tuesday? Every other.
Every other, maybe. I'm more of a stay-at-home kind of person, but that's just me. If those are your weekend plans, or I guess midweek plans, because you said this is normally Tuesdays, you do you.
Oh yes. Just know that isn't the Tuesday doesn't actually come into play. That doesn't relate to the games at all. That's not a hint.
For some reason, I'm feeling Gen 8.
Final answer?
Sure. I'm not getting more specific.
Do you know which games Gen 8 are?
No.
Neither do I off the top of my head. Is that Sword and Shield?
I'm assuming it's not the answer if you don't know what it is.
6 is X and Y, then it's Sun and Moon, and then it's Sword and Shield. Yeah, that's 8. 9 is current gen, which is anyway. The answer is Gen 3, Emerald, Ruby, and Emerald specifically, I believe. No, I lied. This is technically Gen 6, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I think, because I don't think that happens in the original.
Because I was like, I don't remember this happening, and you're telling me it happened in the game I played.
I think this is the post-game of Oras, where, yeah, that's just what happens. That just happens.
Okay.
This isn't like I'm hamming it up, and this is a slightly more grounded version. Suddenly, castle. No, yeah, this just happens.
Okay.
I think they mention. I think there is like a Deoxys event because that's the meteor alien in the first, but I don't think it actually is. You ride Rayquaza, dragon god, into space.
Yeah, I don't
But yeah,
remember that happening. So I'm assuming that it's a newer thing. If it's not, then I've retained even less of the Pokemon lore that I thought I had.
or you missed a really cool thing you could have done in the original.
Question 3. Here we go.
Yeah, all right, this one you're gonna know. This one you're gonna know.
One guy tries to get rid of the ocean, one tries to get rid of Tryon. What happens next will shock you.
So what game is this one, Soul?
Well, that's from Emerald.
I was really tempted to put free space in the background.
I'm like, that I remember. That's my shit right there. Is people are like, you know how there's some ocean and some land. What if we had 100% of either?
And then Emerald. What if we both tried to do that at the same time?
Yes. It's just like, what? Yeah. So look, I got 1 point so far. I'm doing great,
Also,
guys.
let me just say, in the actual Emerald, when you're seeing Kyogre and Groudon come up against each other, Groudon's right.
Yeah.
He's on a small patch of land in the middle of the ocean with a sea monster in front of him. He's smoked. Anyway.
Question 4. There is a 1 in 3 chance that a runaway 11-year-old Yakuza mafia prince broke into a laboratory to steal an adorable plant creature. I'm going with Gen 4.
Final answer?
Sure.
Gen 2. This is gold, silver, crystal, as well as heart gold and soul silver. The rival for those games is like it basically says, the child of Giovanni, big bad Team Rocket guy. And the 1 in 3 chance part is that he breaks in to steal a Pokemon that was strong against your Pokemon. So if you choose the water type, he takes the little cute plant.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, this one fits me.
Well, I'm holding on to that 1 point, even though you said it was like a free space. I got it. Question 5.
I think I know this one.
Oh, okay. A
But I might
dude
not know
jumps
this one.
straight out of the water onto an evil pirate ship, lowers the gangplank, then swims off to let a teenager deal with it. I'm going with Gen 4 again.
It's
I believe this is Pirates of the Caribbean.
running through my head, Gen 4. I don't think this is when it happens. But again, I forgot I added this one. I'm not certain about this one. There's a point where I think that happens in Gen 5, Black and White 2.
1 second.
But,
when does a dude jump into the water?
well, onto a pirate
sorry,
ship.
Out of the water. I am misreading. Out of the water onto a pirate ship. Lower gangplank.
That's such a long, specific Google.
Swim off to let a teenager deal with it. Go. Oh, I guess I should have specified Pokemon anywhere in that search.
Okay, I went to the original post. Lesbian Kilmachina did answer. Yes, it is Black and White 2. The ship docks near the end of the game, and the 8th gym leader, I believe, the wet boy, wetsuit guy, Merlin, jumps out of the water, lowers the plank, and swims off, because apparently he can just do that.
I was close when I said 4, though, because you said it was
4
5.
is one off. Technically 2 sets of games, but we'll give it.
I mean, I'm not getting a point for that, but I was only 1 generation away.
We'll give you the style points.
We're giving style points.
Look, I'm basically ripping this off of another YouTuber already, alright? I'm ripping the style off of a YouTuber and the questions off of a Tumblr post. And apparently the answers, because I had to look that one up off of the Tumblr post, okay?
Thanks, Tumblr.
Yeah, also thanks, I think his name is Zane. I forgot the channel name, I'm sorry.
Question 6, I think. It's probably fine. You can buy a useless fish for several thousand yen from a shady salesman. This is actually a very good investment. Okay, well this is obviously talking about Magikarp to get to Gyarados. I don't know which game you can buy a Magikarp for several thousand yen, though. Since it says this is actually a very good investment, I'm assuming it's supposed to be surprising, so I'm gonna go with Gen 1.
Ring-a-ding-ding, you have a second point.
I have a second point! Yes!
I believe this happens in the Pokemon Center outside of Mount Moon, really early into the game,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. Which I do. I've never gotten anything wrong or had to look up answers before.
I've got 2 whole points. I don't remember how many questions we've gone through, and they're not numbered, but it's 2 out of something. Okay, this time I'm sure the next one is question 7. The devil, the god of death, and the bringer of eternal nightmares all really, really, really like cake. Okay, so that's referring to, I assume that's like Palkia Dialga? Them, potentially, question mark? I don't remember when they were introduced.
I don't think I'm allowed to correct you, but I will say it's more a gameplay mechanic that was introduced in a certain gen that is...
Oh, the food?
I'm not really allowed to tell you. You see, I didn't make the rules, I just made the rules.
I didn't make the rules, I just enforced the rules I made.
I didn't make the rules, I just wrote them down and I'm living by them. Okay. It's more of a code of ethics.
Okay, I don't think I don't think this is actually the answer, but I do kind of just want to say 7. So I'm gonna go with 7.
You're close, it's 6.
Damn it!
6. In 7, you're able to give Pokemon, I think they're Malasadas? Something like that, so you're able to make and buy, oh god, they're all called something else. These ones might be Poffins, but I also could be just wrong, because there's 1.5 million names for these things throughout the generations. You can make them like little cakes, and then you can feed them to your Pokemon, including the devil would be Giratina, the god of death, I don't exactly know which one it's talking about, bringer of eternal nightmares, Starcry.
Okay.
The god of death.
Because I was just trying to think of like Pokemon that were like gods. Giratina, I remember, but I always think of Giratina as being with Palkia and Dialga, but I also don't know.
Yeah, because they're the same generation.
Okay, I'm glad that I had that part at least.
Dialga is the controller of which one's space and which one's time? I think Dialga is time and Palkia is space, but it could be backwards.
Okay, Pokemon God of Death. Oh, it says Giratina is the god of death.
So what the fuck do they mean by the devil? Because that's definitely considered to be Giratina. It's the foil of Arceus, who is just the god of being god.
Oh, maybe. Wait. What if the devil, the god of death, and the bringer of eternal nightmares is just all referring to Giratina?
Well, then they wouldn't say all, really.
I know.
How dare they not write their Tumblr post in a more specific way? How dare the thing I steal from not fact check this better?
Yeah.
Damn it, lesbians.
Question 8, baby. The space cultists would have won if Dragon Lucifer hadn't showed up.
That last one might have spoiled this one a little bit.
Okay, well, yeah, because Dragon Lucifer would be Giratina, wouldn't it?
Maybe. I don't write the make rules. I just follow the things that I didn't write to make.
Okay, well, we're gonna go Would this be before or after the cake? I'm assuming the space cultists would be worshipping one of the ones that can control space and time. So, I'm going to tentatively say 5?
It's 4.
No!
Because Dragon Lucifer is with Giratina, Giratina and Arceus, and Palkia and Dialga are also with them. That's Gen 4.
I didn't know that was Gen 4. I thought they were newer than that.
No. Also, Gen 5 is... I think I was in middle school when that came out.
Dang.
Don't say yesterday. So basically they're kind of like... In Platinum, I think Cyrus the leader is just like, yeah, better world. We're gonna go to a better world because this one sucks. And then he was like, yeah, we're just gonna find out what that other dimension there is like. Shadow Realm must be nice, and gets his stuck in there with Paul Giratina.
Paul Giratina. Alright. Well, I still got 2 points, and that's an amount.
I mean, I fact check true.
It's time for question 9. Is this just the anime? The most powerful trainer in the world, a 14-year-old with a pet rat, went up a frozen mountain for no apparent reason. He only comes down after you beat his rat. This is absurdly difficult.
Let it be known that when I put the external media part in the opening, I don't think any of this is external media. I think this is all game, including this one. This is a game question, and you do have to tell me which game and or gen it is.
Okay. Because I'm over here, like, is this just supposed to be Ash, but, like, 4 years after his, like, billion-year trek to beat all of the gym leaders and stuff in the anime? As you may be able to tell, I haven't really seen the anime either, so I just know vague details. Mostly about how queer Team Rocket is.
They are very queer. It was 14 billion years, but he is also still 10 years old.
Okay.
And that does not relate to the question at all, because this is not an anime question. This is a game question.
Yeah, so it's just like, is this just Ash, like, in game?
Ash, to my knowledge, unless we're talking like some of the Battle Coliseum type things after, like some of the recent games, I do not think Ash appears in the mainline games.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna say something really wacky for this one.
Wacky tobacco?
I'm gonna say Gen 9.
This is Gen 2.
Alright, cool. I was way off this time.
Other end of the spectrum. Also, earlier I said 1 through 10 gens. I think there are only currently 9. So I'm well. I thought this out when I asked you to do this. Totally.
This is going
so
great.
yeah. So your character in the first gen of Pokemon is kind of just referred to as Red. He, after beating the champion of his generation, kind of just goes up to a frozen mountain and trains. And then in the second gen, Gold, Silver, Crystal, and the remakes of them, but we're not getting into that, you can go up that mountain and fight him after beating all of the gym leaders in Kanto. That's like your second region, which is, again, some of the coolest and is the only games that have done that. And you get to go up and fight him, and it's like level 86 rat and Charizard and Lapras and all that. It's a really difficult fight.
I should have thought that through, because, like, Pokemon Yellow, you just have Pikachu to start, right?
Pikachu.
Yeah, okay. So I was thinking along the right lines with the Ash thing, and then I was just like, fuck it, what if it is really recent?
I was really hoping that by Pet Rat, you were going to get tricked into thinking, like, is this Rattata?
No.
Did some motherfucker really, really strengthen a Rattata?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, Bidoof, for example, is a fucking god.
He is not. One dude decided to make him level 100, and everybody went with it.
I don't care. That little beaver has my little heart.
That little fucking hamster-looking dingus.
We're in the double digits now with question 10. The effective ruler of the Unova region is a magical cat girl space princess with a bunch of pet dragons. Honestly, goals.
goals. Now, the real question for you here is, which gen is Unova from?
You even mentioned it
Endor
earlier. I
games.
have not remembered. It went in one ear and went out the other as soon as you mentioned Unova. I do not retain this information.
Random number generator 1 through 9.
Was this
I didn't hear which one you said.
Was Unova Sword and Shield? Is that what you mentioned earlier? Or is that Galar? I vaguely remember that there's a region, I think, called Galar. I'm not
Is that your
sure it's
final,
relevant, but
so your final answer?
I'm just gonna go with Sword and Shield, knowing that I'm probably wrong.
Sword and Shield is the Galar region.
Okay, I remember that, kind of.
That's the one that's based off the UK with all the Brits and everything, and lives there. I'm going to have to cut that one out. But Unova is the American region that was created for Generation 5, Black and White.
Okay.
Is based off of, I think, New York.
Hey.
I'm walking here.
I'm fighting animals with other animals here.
Yeah, we're protesting animal rights, but also using them to our own benefit over here. So yeah, that's kind of just like what happens. And yeah, Iris, that's a pretty good description of the champion of the sequel games, Iris.
All right. I would say I'm learning things, but again, I'm probably not going to retain this information.
Yeah, you are learning them, but you are not retaining them. And that's fine.
It's time for question 11. There's a 9-foot-tall guy wandering around. His height is the least interesting thing about him, and his best friend is a flower fairy? Is that referring to Celebi? Or is that the little onion fairy?
All I know is I'm going to have a fun time talking about this afterwards. Because this is one of the most interesting and bad plots in a Pokemon game.
You know what? I'm gonna go all in on Gen 9 again. One of these has to be 9.
So if you flip that number upside down...
Oh, 6 again?
It is 6. So, what was this motherfucker's name? Just A? Was it A? Or was it like... It was some shit like that. So yeah, he's a 9-foot-tall motherfucker that was also like... I think he lived... a long time ago. I don't got a time frame. I haven't played these games since I was like early. No, I think this was also middle school. How long ago was Gen 6? That's crazy. Anyway, he's an old motherfucker that took place in a Pokemon war. Like Pokemon were fighting humans, and his little fairy friend Floette. It was an unreleased version. I think we saw this in a Pokedoku actually. He basically used a giant weapon to end the war. I don't think they explain what they mean by that. But one of the legendaries is able to be used to kill things pretty well, so I don't know.
Isn't that a lot of Pokemon?
I mean, yeah, but I think its whole like shtick is like, oh, it hibernates and then it like its aura kills or something like that. Eveltal. It has evil in the name. Anyway, he uses this weapon, ends the Pokemon war. But his friend Pokemon Floette's just kind of like, hey dude, that was up. The you do? Why were you doing that? And then he gets sad for a long time, and then he fights you after you beat the champion, and that's it. And let me tell you, he's not a major player in that game's story. He has like 5 scenes at most.
Damn.
And then he just kind of fights you after you beat the champion. And I think it's meant to be he either leaves for a long journey or just dies afterwards. Because again, he's oldish. It's just such a weird side plot that is not integral to the story entirely. Like some of the backstory with the weapon is, but like him, this 9-foot-tall old motherfucker with a friend, a flower fairy friend, unrelated. He's just there. Anyway.
Well, sometimes there's just time to put a lot of people's sad, tragic anime backstory, even if they're mainly a side character, you know?
Yeah, no.
Sometimes you have some extra budget, and you may as well use it for something.
You're adding it a 9-foot-tall motherfucker? Good use of the budget. You gotta buy stilts.
It's question 12, it's question 12. Bikes cost $1 gajillion, but you actually were the 1 millionth customer and get one for free anyways. So just because I'm not sure how many of the gens where you get to ride a bike, I'm just gonna go with 3. Because I remember riding a bike in that one.
I'm trying to think how you get the bikes in Gen 3. Because there are 2 bikes in Gen 3. The Acro and the other one. This event happens in Gen 1. When you get... I think this is Gen 1. Oh no, do you need a voucher for Gen 1? Ooh, am I a falsitude? Am I committing a falsity?
Jim is a fake Pokemon fan.
1, how to get bicycle. Wow, I spelled bicycle wrong.
You also called
Yeah,
it a
Gen
bicycle.
1. Yeah, Gen 1, you need a voucher. One sec, Gen 2. Oh, was this Gen 4? Oh, no, Gen 4, you... One sec, Gen 2. Anyway, that was probably Gen 1.
Yeah, I'm assuming because I'm mostly seeing stuff about Gen 1.
Probably.
Either way, I got it wrong. A random guy with a bad accent in a brown trench coat is the sole police officer seen in the series. No, I mean literally, there are no other police. It's just him. He keeps showing up. All the others you might think were police are just security guards. Officer Jennings is canon to the Pokemon game universe?
The games, no, not at all.
Damn, okay.
I will ask what... If you could list a region that he shows up in, I'll give you the point. Because he shows up in a few.
I'm gonna go with Alola.
Gen 7, he, I believe, does appear in. I'm just going to double check that. Sun and Moon Looker.
I hardly know her.
Yep, he appears in Gen... He does appear in Gen 7. So that is a point for you.
Yeah, I'm at 3 whole points.
So Looker appears first in Gen 4. Kind of roadblocks you so you can get the watch, just because there's a watch in that game. He helps you take down a Team Galactic hideout. He appears again. Does he appear in Gen 5? I know he appears in Gen 6. I'm not sure about Gen 5. Gen 6, he does some shit I don't remember. Gen 7, I think he's... Oh, he investigates, I think, Team Rainbow Rocket, which is Team Rocket revitalized with a bunch of old, like, evil team leaders. Because that one has a bunch of, like, alternate universe going on in the story. And that might be his last appearance, actually. I don't think he appears in 8.
He just
Or
couldn't
9.
handle the power of the gayer Team Rocket.
Rocket Pride. Yeah, they're hella gay. In June, they just have to rebrand to Rainbow Rocket, and then they change back July 1st.
Question 14. Kind of. Number 15. In a previous game, a dragon hits a person with a laser, and this is a good thing. Alright, so it's not Gen 9, if it says previous game.
All right, here's the thing. We don't know what gen it's referring to when it says previous game. I'll just say it's before 5, some point before 5. And no, that does not just mean 4. It is 1 point somewhere before 5.
I swear, if it's 4.
But it could be 4.
I'm gonna
You
say
don't know.
2.
Ring-a-ding-ding, you're getting another point.
Yes!
Yeah, so in that gen, I believe this was... What was that f***ing town called? The second to last one. It's like the one with the ice gym leader. There's a... Anyway, so there's like a little like medicine shop thing that's underground. Below it is like a Team Rocket hideout. And Lance, the champion, just kind of walks up, is just like, hey, you need to move. Dude's like, I'm not going to move. And then he has his Dragonite hyper beam the dude, which doesn't kill him. Somehow. Because that's a goddamn dragon blasting you with a laser.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing.
Well, good to know. If you need someone to move, just blast them with a laser that should kill them, but absolutely doesn't.
Yeah, if you need someone to move, just shoot them with a gun that won't kill them.
Considering I'd only ever played Emeralds and Arceus, I'd say I did okay, I guess.
I mean, I could pull more from the Tumblr post.
I mean, if you want to. We have run out of PowerPoint
Backgrounds.
presentations, so I'm just gonna go back
Let me
to
see.
Your beautiful beginning here.
I'm going to have to find somebody else's stuff, which means I'm going to have to verbally credit them.
Bonus question 1.
Darkwing Phoenix has brought these ones up. A CEO of basically Hyper Amazon wants to stop Pokemon FIFA because of an energy problem more distant in time than the Crusades. His assistant is a crazed woman with a pet trash bag.
Okay, so Trubbish is canon.
Trubbish is canon. I can guarantee that one.
I don't know why I phrased it like that, but Trubbish is canon.
Trubbish canonized in the Pokemon universe.
I'm just like, when the fuck did Trubbish come out? Because I genuinely don't know.
Probably June.
Yeah. 8.
1 sec. So, yeah. You're right.
Yes!
You guessed. You're right. That was Sword and Shield. I don't think I can explain it better because it's not a good story at all. I guess I can try. The dude that sort of like runs, basically the mayor of the region, is just like, hey, if we don't stop this issue that's happening in like a few hundred years, we're gonna have an energy problem, and then some bad shit's gonna happen. I'm gonna try to solve this by using this here legendary Pokemon that wants to wreak havoc on us. Don't ask how. It's something to do with energy. And everyone's like, no. And then his girlfriend's just like, I'm a garbage bag. And then he does it anyway.
Bonus 2 and 3.
The gym leaders of this specific region are a baker, a depressed artist, a VTuber, a seafood chef, a rapper, a former pro snowboarder, a Japanese businessman, and a cosmetics designer.
6.
What'd you say? Oh, you said 6?
Yeah.
Final answer?
I'm worried whenever you ask me that I'm wrong.
You're allowed to change your answer, is all I'm saying.
Okay, we're going with 9.
You're welcome.
Oh, was it actually 9?
It was 9. Alright, well, this is going to be a free point because it's just a fun fact. The Elite Four of this region above are an androgynous businesswoman, a 6-year-old, the same Japanese businessman from before, and your art teacher. This is never mentioned again. So what gen is that?
I wonder.
Please tell me you forgot which one you said.
It's Gen 9, right?
Yes.
Okay.
American high schoolers aren't people. I stand by that.
Bonus question 4.
Other dimensions are perfectly accessible on if you're on a space lion or a space bat.
Oh, what was the one where it's the magical girl, cat girl, space princess? Oh God, what was that one? Was that because I think that was when you mentioned Paris, so maybe 6.
That's She-Ra and the Princess of Power.
That was not 6, nor was it the correct line of thinking.
All right.
That was Gen 5, and the answer to this is Gen 7, the one in Hawaii.
All right, so I got every part that I could have gotten wrong incorrectly.
I think you have to lose a point for that. I kid.
I'm just like, you're making this a fucking chemistry test.
Yeah. So, what does sodium chloride do when poured into water?
It does something.
Probably.